Hey, beautiful mama. Before we dive into today's episode, first off, I'm so grateful for you're here. I'm so grateful for you to be here. I'm really glad to have you as a listener. I love you so much. I want to bring to you some things that are going to help you make mom life easier because why not? Why make things harder than they have to be? Of course, let it be easy. Let these other mamas do the work for you. Um, so I want to introduce you to the Take Back Your Time collection put on by Stephanie at Mama Shark. This is a collaboration, a huge collection that I've been a part of before. My items are not in this one, but I still want to bring light to it and share with you. I am an affiliate for her program, but I love Mamas Helping Mamas, right? Like this is our village to me. Buy back your time. Right now, she is promoting the Take Back Your Time collection, where she has curated an exclusive collection of 49 incredible digital resources just for you, mama. Whether you're looking to streamline your routines, boost your productivity, or simply carve out more precious moments for self care, the Take Back Your Time collection has it all. From work from planners and trackers to workshops and coaching sessions, each item in this collection is carefully handpicked to empower you on your mom life journey. And the best part, they're offering these treasures at unbeatable prices. I'm talking 97% off, including there's 3 package levels. There's bronze, silver, and gold. Silver and gold are 97% off. For like way cheap. It's $1,000 worth of products for like 49 bucks. You get the whole thing. Um, or the bronze package, which is totally free. If nothing else, jump in, get these 15 products that are all free. It's $125 value. Um, get that completely free, 100%, nothing to lose. Jump in. That will be in the description of this episode, of course, as always. And I'll be totally honest and transparent with you. I wanted to put an item in this. I planned on it. And then I had my depressive episode and I lost track of dates and I totally missed the deadline. So you will see an ad from me in there to get some really incredible deals, which if you are following me for any period of time so far, if this is not the first time you listen to me, you do already know that I have incredible deals currently in place because I am switching platforms, shutting some things down, making things easier. So everything in my Teachable account is on sale. You can find that description below. Everything on Etsy, there's only 4 items left, and they're, I think, all less than $1 at this point because they're 75% off. They were printable products. Meant2bloom.etsy.com. You could find them there. While they last, important dates. November 7th is the deadline to get the Mama Shark Take Back Your Time collection that I'm talking about. And November 11th is the deadline to get Etsy products and Teachable courses, the Unblock Your Joy and Love Your Home courses, as well as all of the digital downloads. I'm going to be archiving things and shelving them for the time being. I'm not sure exactly when or how these things will come back. But I'm going to take a bit of time off from that for my own sanity, mental health, recentering, realigning, and just showing up even better for you in the future. So that's it. Housekeeping. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Meant to Bloom podcast, where we talk about real life motherhood struggles and simple steps to a brighter, more abundant life and mind. I'm here to walk with you on this journey to a life full of peace, joy, and love. I'm your host, Brittany Clarkson. Let's talk about gratitude today. This is my jam. I never exactly know how to segue into talking about gratitude. But oh my goodness, it changed my life. Everything I say about gratitude feels like a cliche. It really does. Because it's such a big deal. It really is. And it sounds so lame. I was the kind of person who's just incapable of actually feeling gratitude. It's like, yes, I appreciated things. I was thankful for things, but I was unable to really tap into just this constant state of gratitude in my life. Gratitude as a lifestyle choice wasn't my thing until it had to be. And then I made it. And I love sharing all of the different ways that we can do gratitude. that were not shared with me prior to me learning how to actually use gratitude. Right? I mean, we're all really familiar with the idea that you can like wake up in the morning and list 3 things you're grateful for, and that's gonna change your life. It's not gonna change your life. If anything, it will just change your morning. Um, what it did for me was added a new sense of guilt, and shame and sense of failure because I would wake up in the morning and I would forget to practice gratitude. And then I would feel like I failed for the whole day. Right. So it was throwing me off more than it was helping me out. And I want to avoid that. I want to give you tips and tricks and actionable steps that you can take that are going to take you away from the guilt and the shame cycle, that are going to lead you into just this gratitude and abundance and like excitement for being alive. How about? Uh, and we're in November, so it's all about thankful, grateful, blessed, 30 days of gratitude, all these types of things. And so I really do want to start off the month talking about gratitude as we're going into Thanksgiving, because I was the type of person who sat around at the Thanksgiving table, totally stressed, panic attack, as we would go around as a family and try to say one thing we're thankful for. This was the only time that we were asked to practice gratitude in like my childhood, was once a year, and you need to say something in front of everyone. You need to pick one thing you're grateful for and tell everyone about it. I hated it so much. Namely because I put a lot of judgment on myself about what I would choose to be grateful for. What am I going to choose to tell them I'm grateful for? Am I going to say I'm grateful for my family? That's everybody is, right? Like everybody says that. Am I going to say I'm thankful for the food? Like, duh, of course I am. Am I going to say I'm thankful for my phone? Like, how shallow am I? And I would just really judge myself on all the things because I felt like they were either like trivial or cliche to say that I'm grateful for, until I I gave up shame and guilt and I decided that's not for me. I'm not going to judge myself on this. You know what? I am going to let myself be grateful for every single thing in my life, big and small. And I'm not going to put judgment on it because I can find reasons why I'm grateful for everything in my life. Even the bad things, even the negative things, even like experiences that sucked at the time, they led me where I am now so that I can have the kids I have now. I can have the house I have now. I can have the mindset that I have now. Everything happens for a reason. And it sucks to say that. And I hate having to defend that, but it does. Everything that has happened to you has got you where you are today. And it would benefit you greatly. I don't want to say you should feel grateful for it, but it would benefit you greatly to learn to be grateful for everything that has happened so far. And I'm just coming out of a season of depression. So things felt really gross, but I kept the gratitude going. Like that was like the one priority really for me was, one, don't let myself think negative thoughts about me. And two, remember what I have. I felt like I was blind to my blessings a little bit. Um, and so when I kind of woke up out of the depressive episode and felt, the sun on my skin, and I just felt like the clouds had been lifting, it felt like I'd put glasses on. Like I knew the blessings were in front of me, but once my episode kind of lifted and I came out of that, it's like, oh, I'm fully able to see it again. I remember, I feel the gratitude again. And so I really do want to talk about gratitude and how we get to choose it. How cool is that? Like that's one thing to be grateful for. We get to choose to be grateful. We get to choose if we're going to walk through life with like this heavy rain cloud over our heads and pointing out everything that's wrong all the time, being pessimistic. We get to choose that. Or we can choose to be grateful. We can choose to be thankful. We can choose to see the abundant blessings around us. We can choose to wear rose colored glasses and see the glass half full. And we get to choose to see the good. And that's going to help us to be the good, right? Because it's really hard to be a ray of sunshine when you're convinced that the entire world is crumbling around you and just full of rain clouds, right? So it starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with how you choose to see the world. Are you going to start looking for the silver lining? Or are you going to focus on the raindrops? I didn't think that metaphor through. Um, It's cool. It's fine. But how cool is that we get to choose? I think it's pretty cool. We get to choose gratitude. What a world do we live in? I'm grateful for that. So how do we start choosing that? Um, One thing I do want to say is that making a list of just saying, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this. It's beneficial, it's helpful, but it's not the only way. And it's not always the best method if feeling gratitude is new for you, right? If you're used to seeing the negative things, just deciding that you're grateful for something doesn't always convince your brain that you're grateful for it. And you're not always going to feel it, even though you have said it, right? Just because you don't want something to be absent from your life doesn't mean that you fully appreciate just the beauty and abundance and wonderfulness that it is already in your life, right? So here's what you can do is journal your gratitude. Get yourself a spiral notebook, get yourself a gratitude journal. I have gratitude journals on Amazon. I have plain journals on Amazon if you like the looks of things. For those on the video, these are what my journals look like. They are really nice, really fun. I have unscripted ones, I have plain ones, I have dot ones, I have prompted ones. I have a happy mom journal, prompted with everything you need for moms, and I have a gratitude journal. That is just 90 days of different prompts to get you thinking about gratitude differently. And I think that's a really beautiful, wonderful resource. And those are on Amazon if you just search for Brittany Clarkson or follow the description below. Um, but yeah, but you could just take a spiral notebook and journal about gratitude. Um, so what I don't want you to do is just make a list of nouns in your life. I don't want you just to write home, husband, food, my job, my car. I don't want you to just do that because that doesn't feel anything. That gives you a visual to see the amount of things in your life that you're grateful for, but that doesn't actually invoke emotion for you. What is going to help also, if you're going to make a list like that, take it one step farther, right? I am grateful for, and then the thing, I am grateful for over and over and over again, because that is writing out an affirmation that you are grateful. And that is going to reinforce in your mind the idea of gratitude, finding things to be grateful for, not just finding things that are in the room around you, right? So these are just a couple of the ways that you can hack your mind to tune into gratitude a little bit better. But here's what's really going to help you is to write, I am grateful for because. Give yourself 3 to 5 to a dozen to 100 reasons why you're thankful for something. Pick one thing every day. If you're going to say, I'm grateful for my husband, back it up, support it. Why? Just because he's there? Just because if you weren't grateful for him, you wouldn't be together? Because if you admitted that you weren't grateful for him, you wouldn't be together? What is it? Why are you grateful for him? Why are you grateful for your car? What is good about it? Just the fact that you have transportation? Keep going. Dig deeper. Take it to the next level and defend why you're grateful for this. Okay? And now here's the real kicker that is going to shift you from reacting to responding. This is what's going to change the way you walk through your everyday life. This is what's going to change who you are in a chaotic, stressful situation to become someone who turns to gratitude as a response, as a coping mechanism, as who you are, right? This is how you become a grateful person, not just a person who understands gratitude, not just a person who can feel grateful. You're going to become a person who is grateful in all things, in all times. All right? Gratitude always. Here's what you do. You wait until it's not just about being grateful when you wake up. That's cool to program yourself to do that, but it's really hard to remember first thing in the morning to be grateful because coffee first, right? I am groggy in the morning. My mind is not coherent and clear in the morning. Choosing gratitude first is definitely a great thing because what you do in the morning sets up your day, how you're going to feel. If you're going to choose to scroll social media first thing in the morning, you are setting your mind up to say, hey, we're going to be stressed today. We're going to be judgmental today. if you're tempted on opening up social media on your phone in the morning, choose instead to open up a notes app and be grateful for something. Find something you're grateful for instead. So that's your first thought there. But what's really going to do it is if you wait or do it also. I mean, don't just do gratitude one time a day. Do it every day. It's not a checklist. It's not a to-do list. It's not a chore. You want this to be how your mind works and functions. So when the chaos happens, when the stress happens, when you are about to lose it or you just lost it, because you're not always going to catch it right ahead, especially if you're in a season of yelling a lot and your reaction is, irritability and anger and lashing out and all of those things. This is where it happens. Okay. I mean, if you got to apologize to your kids, apologize to them and walk out of the room. As a mother of 3 young boys who are 3, 5, and 7 right now, I get chaos. I get getting frustrated at children for being children, for being high energy, for getting into stuff that they shouldn't. Kids are learning; they're not always making the right choices. And when we are the moms, we are the example. Like, what good of choices am I giving them to make? If I'm going to sit here and yell at them, I'm just giving them one more bad choice to make. Because I'll guarantee most of the time I'm yelling at my kids, it's because they're yelling at each other and I'm yelling at them to stop yelling. How much sense does that make? Let's pause, let's reflect, let's be aware. I'm not going to shame myself or feel guilty for it, but I am going to note I want a different reaction here from myself. And I want a different reaction for them. But it does mean if I want them to change, I have to change me. They have to see the change first. And here's how I do it. And I don't always do this. And I can tell when I haven't done it because I go back to yelling. But what you do is when you want to yell or when you have already yelled, say sorry, walk out of the room, become grateful in those times for the thing that is stressing you out. Okay. So for my children, when they've stressed me out, I reprogrammed my brain and I've done this multiple times. But the first time, oh my gosh, it blew me away. What I started doing was when they were being high energy and I wanted to yell at them, if they weren't hurting each other, if they weren't in danger, I would walk out of the room and be like, okay, you know what? They are tearing apart the living room right now. It's already a mess. Can't really get much worse. I'm going to walk out instead of being angry that they've gotten every toy out, instead of being angry that they've eaten crackers on the couch again. I'm just going to walk out and I'm going to fix my attitude first. And I would go outside and I would be grateful for them. I'd grab a notebook and a pen, and I would write down everything I love about those kids. How they make me feel, when they make me happy, the things that they have learned that I'm so proud of them for. And I would just tap into this gratitude for them, this just amazement for them, love for them, right? Because gratitude and love, those things go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. And so I was programming myself to feel love, to feel gratitude when they were not making the right choices, because that's unconditional love, right? It's not, just when my kids are behaving, I love them and grateful for them. No, I love them and I'm grateful for them always. And I needed to convince my mind that that's how my heart feels. And so I would step outside because outside is my happy place. You could go to your bedroom, you could go to the bathroom, lock yourself in the pantry or closet, whatever you got to do, go out to your car. Or even if you can't leave the room, that's even more powerful to be able to do it while sitting there in the middle of chaos. Your kids climbing on you like a jungle gym and you're sitting there reflecting on what you love about them. How grateful you are that they have the health and the ability to do the things they're doing that are making you feel crazy, right? This is how we rewire our brain, because here's what happened. I started doing this. This was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I started the practice. And I was 2 or 3 weeks into starting the practice of becoming grateful when I previously felt stressed. Okay, using gratitude as a response to stressful situations. And I did this with my kids, did this with my home, did this with my husband. Really helps your marriage to do this with your husband. Big time. Do it with yourself too. Be grateful for you. Um, but anyways, 2 weeks, maybe three into using gratitude as a response to stressful situations. All right. Stress was my stimuli, and I was reprogramming my reaction to gratitude. Okay. My 1 year old at the time, my youngest, he climbed up. This is 2 weeks after I started this practice. He climbed up on the kitchen counter, and I walked in the room just as he threw the glass coffee carafe on the floor and it broke. This is something that could have been devastating for me. Coffee is my thing. Like I can't imagine a morning without coffee, especially back then before I tried to like cut coffee out and all these things, but it's like I need coffee in the morning. And glass on the floor. I don't like cleaning. I don't like the idea of glass. I just how stressful that this kid has done something they're not supposed to do. They've broken something that means something to me. They've created a mess for me to clean up. That was a stressful situation. But guess what happened to me? I grabbed that kid and I felt overwhelmed with love for him. And I just kissed him and I told him, I love you so much. It's okay, baby. And I sat him down safely in the living room couch so he was away from the glass. And I walked into that room and I just started cleaning up the glass off the floor, sweeping it up. And I'm mid sweep. And it hit me. Wow, that response was out of character. That's not how I expected myself to react. I thought that I would yell. I thought that I would cry. I thought I'd be devastated. That could have been a really bad situation. But I was overcome with love for him after watching him just do something he was not supposed to do, make a huge mess, break my coffee carafe, which means no coffee the next morning. Like, are you kidding me that my reaction was to tell him I love him and to actually like it's not like I was fighting back tears telling him I love him. I wasn't holding my tongue telling him, I love you, but I'm so mad. No, I felt love for him instead of anger. And that's when I knew that this practice of rewiring your reaction to love, to gratitude instead of anger, changing the way you feel about stressful situations, it works. It really does. Because I experienced it right then full firsthand. And it takes time. This wasn't the first thing he did wrong since I started the practice. It was the biggest thing he did wrong. And it was 2 to 3 weeks in. It was still pretty early in. Like I had built a habit pretty quickly, right? So I will never stop talking about how gratitude is going to change the way you show up as a human, as a mother in your relationships. Gratitude will change the way you walk through this life. Gratitude and love, that is what it's about. I mean, if you can choose to walk through the life, if you can choose to walk through your life with gratitude, why would you not? And building this, it takes time, it takes practice, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy in the grand scheme of things in life. It's a lot easier to take the time now to build this reflex of gratitude than it is to keep walking through life with this gray, heavy cloud over your head, just constantly reacting harshly to every little thing that goes wrong, right? I love you, friend. I need to go hug my kids because talking about this has made me miss them and I love them. And I think that's enough for us today. I love you so much. Start journaling on gratitude. Start tuning into it. Start defending in your mind why you are grateful. All right. Don't just make a simple list, dig deeper.